welcome to Vision FM 92.1, sir.
Thank you.
All right, today your ministry tweeted about the national broadband plan for 2020 to 2025.
Yeah.
Nigerians want to know about this 5-year plan of the national broadband.
So yes, today I inaugurated a standing committee of a National Broadband Implementation Steering Committee. This committee has been mandated to monitor the implementation of a policy we have in place. That policy, when I came on board on 21st of August 2019, I discovered there wasn't any broadband plan in the country. The earlier one the country had expired. It is because of this we came up with a new policy that targets a minimum of 70% penetration and a minimum of 90% of our population with 25 MB megabit per second in our urban cities and 10 megabit per second in our rural areas. And this policy has 4 pillars. Number 1 is policy itself. Number 2 is demand drivers. Number 3, infrastructure. And number 4, funding and incentives. The reason why we set up this steering committee is the fact that usually most of our institutions, when they come up with an excellent policy, the challenge is the implementation because we are always busy. So I set up a committee that will be meeting monthly to track our performance when it comes to implementation and drawing our attention to the role we are supposed to play individually and collectively. And however, it's not the beginning for the implementation because even by the time we were developing the policy, the implementation was being done simultaneously. That is why by the time we came on board, the penetration was 31%, but last week, based on the report from NCC, the penetration is 40.18%. So you see the increment is almost 10%, which is encouraging, is less than a year. So that committee has been mandated to track our performance and monitor the implementation and draw our attention to our responsibilities so that we can sit down properly and do it. This is the wisdom behind having. And broadband penetration is key to our economy, is key to our economic growth and development, and is key to job creation, and is key to living standard and many more.
All right. Insurgency is one major issue.
It should be last question, please.
Yes,
okay. Put it again. Put it again.
Sir, the issue of insurgency is a major pain in the country right now. What is the contribution of your ministry in fighting insurgency and terrorism generally in the country?
It's not our mandate to fight any insurgency. That is the mandate of the Minister of Defense.
Yeah, but the contribution of your ministry.
So that, listen to me, is not the mandate of Minister of Communications and Digital Economy. That is the mandate. We need to always send a question to relevant authority. If you say a general question, what is your effort in cyber security? That one is okay. Cyber security is an internet security, so we have a role to play. But fighting insurgency, this is the mandate of my colleague, Minister of Defense, Minister of Police Affairs, Minister of Interior. There are 3 ministers that are mandated to do that. When you say cyber security, we have a role to play. Firstly, as part of implementing our cyber security policy, we blocked 9.4 million SIMs that were either partially registered or unregistered. However, some certain percentage, the registration was rectified. This is commendable. Secondly, we have computer emergency response and readiness team. We are monitoring potential attacks and we are informing relevant institutions to take some precautions so that their systems cannot be compromised. 3, we are training many young Nigerians on cyber security, which is also very important, and we have cyber security policy in place. So these are some of the stages we are doing in the area our mandate covers.
Okay, how about the 5G controversy, sir? Please, 5G controversy. No. Please, can you comment on that, sir?
5G contribution, the trial was over. I personally did the trial on 25th November 2019. The report has been submitted to NCC. They sent the report to me with all the observations of the trial. And I replied NCC by directing them as part of federal government policy, they should set up another committee of experts that will bring experts from ICT sector, from security cycle, from health, from environment. All stakeholders should come together and discuss about 5G. This is what should be done, because as a government, our top priority is protection of lives and property, and we cannot do anything that will compromise the safety of our citizens. That is our top priority. So it is because of this we are taking time, we are not rushing, to ensure that at least all allegations are being addressed, all conspiracy theories are being addressed, all genuine observations are being accommodated. This is what we have been doing. That is why we are not rushing. 5G has been deployed in the US, South Africa, China, South Korea, and even this small country, Comoros in Africa, they have deployed 5G. We know it could be very important to us, but we need to have time, review it, and ensure that when we take decision, that decision is good for the country and our citizens.